Hello. So, as we say goodbye to winter and say hello to spring, we see a lot of changes and the transitions from cold and dreary um, to bright colors and sunshine and blue skies. It is a time to renew. I want you to think about that term, a time to renew. During spring, we see new life in plants, in flowers, and in animals. It's a time to welcome the warmth from the sun. It's a time where we enjoy the colors of spring, from the green grass and trees to the bright colors of flowers. To enjoy the sweet aromas from plants and trees. It's a time when we are filled with the promise of the future. As we cast aside the dundrums of winter and embrace spring, we become energized by the beauty that surrounds us. Do you feel more energized when we transition from winter to spring? There's a quote. The author is unknown, and it says, "God grant me the serenity to accept the people I cannot change, the courage to change the one I can, and the wisdom to know it's me." As we transition to spring, it's an opportunity for us to renew. It's a chance for us to change and maybe see the bright things in life as we are surrounded by so much goodness and life and color. Here in Arizona, especially here in the Metro Phoenix area, we don't necessarily see that transition from the different seasons, unfortunately. But for many, there are ways in which we can renew and replenish ourselves with things like the fulfillment of giving to others, the comfort and support found in prayer and meditation. We're revitalized when we are in the company of people whom we love and care for, as we listen to beautiful music, or when we are gazing upon the magnificent works of art. Let's not forget the splendor of sunrises and sunsets. Do you enjoy sitting and truly admiring the beauty of nature, such as sunsets or sunrises? Walks in the woods or on the beach, or even a good night's sleep. There are so many ways we can renew and revitalize ourselves. However we choose to replenish our souls, we must remember to take time to do so often, not just once a year, not just once every so often, but make it a conscious effort to care for ourselves each day of our lives. It is one of the best investments we can make in ourselves. So today, I challenge you to stop whatever you're doing and just take time to renew yourselves. As we continue with this discussion, I like to open it up with a prayer. It's called "Earth, Teach Me to Remember." It's a poem written by Chief Yellow Lark. Earth, teach me stillness, as the grasses are stilled with light. Earth, teach me suffering, as old stones suffer with memory. Earth, teach me humility, as blossoms are humble with beginning. Earth, teach me caring, as a mother who secures her young. Earth, teach me courage, as the tree stands alone. Earth, teach me limitation, as the ant which crawls on the ground. Earth, teach me freedom, as the eagle which soars in the sky. Earth, teach me resignation, as the leaves which die in the fall. Earth, teach me regeneration, as a seed which rises in the spring. Earth, teach me to forget myself, as melted snow forgets its life. Earth, teach me to remember kindness, as dry fields weep in the rain. Nature and earth can bring so much solitude and a sense of revitalizing energy to us. What about nature allows you to regain energy and strength? Is it a walk? Is it climbing a mountain and overlooking the skies and your surroundings? Is it sitting on your porch listening to the birds or watching the hummingbirds come to your bird feeder? Is it taking care of a garden? What has earth, what has nature taught you, just like in this poem? So there's a poem called Begin Again. The author is unknown, and it goes, one of the best things we can do in our lives is this: begin again. Begin to see yourself as you were, when you were the happiest and strongest you've ever been. Begin to remember what worked for you and what worked against you, and try to capture the magic again. Begin to remember how natural it was when you were a child to live a lifetime each day. Begin to forget the baggage you have carried with you for years, the problems that don't matter anymore, the tears that cried themselves away, and the worries that are going to wash away. On the shore of tomorrow's new beginning, tomorrow tells us it will be here every new day of our lives. And if we will be wise, we will turn away from the problems of the past and give the future and ourselves a chance to become the best of friends. Sometimes all it takes is a wish in the heart to let yourself begin again. What things do you do when you need to just stop and begin again in your life? During spring, we often spring clean or deep clean our home or our wardrobe and start fresh. I just sorted through my clothes and kind of rotated my winter wardrobe and put it aside and pulled all my spring clothes up forward. What do you do in your life to take the time and stop and begin again? Do you maybe evaluate where you are or who you're talking to, and maybe sometimes have to say goodbye to some things that are of no use to you, have little purpose in your life anymore, because life, every year, every season, day by day, we are changed as people, and sometimes one thing in our life has less importance as it once did, and so sometimes we have to just let go of those things. What kind of things in your life have you had to say goodbye to or let go just to begin and renew and replenish yourself? I gazed upon a magic star and wished with all my might for my world to be a golden place of warmth and love and light. I prayed I know the truth of what my life should be. And then I had a vision. It came effortlessly to me. On gentle wings of quiet dreams, it grew to fill the night. It was the answer to my question, and I knew it to be right. The life we live is ours to make, whether big or small. We can opt to walk the higher path or never walk at all. Believe in hope, trust in truth, and change what you should do. Put your life in God's loving hands, and life will be good. Know that you're not alone, despite the dark of night. Keep your faith strong in God and always walk in light. That was a poem called Believe by Lynn Grip. Spring is often a time of optimism, hope. What are you hopeful for? Like in the poem where it says, believe in hope, trust in truth, and change what you should. Put your life in God's loving hands, and life will be good. So where do you put your trust? Or who do you put your trust in? What kind of change should you make in your life today? The last line said, put your life in God's loving hands and life will be good. When is life good for you? Our life is a roller coaster of ups and downs, but it's how we look at those circumstances or those situations, if they be peaks of goodness and high points, or if they're very low, is how we look. During our low points, do we look at those and just dig ourselves deeper and deeper in despair, or do we look at them as a way of learning something new or gaining something beneficial for our future? When is life good for you? What does life look like when it is good for you? What do you put your faith in and your trust in? Where do you find strength and that warmth and that goodness? Just like the sun brings warmth and goodness to our life. Do you have a favorite season? What about the season do you like? If you like winter, is it because it's that chill and the beautiful, the beauty that maybe a snowfall makes around your home? Is it spring because so many new flowers and trees and life is being born? Is it summer because you love the warmth of the sun and the free time that is given to your family to spend time with grandkids and your children? Because life kind of slows down a little bit with family vacations and reunions. Or is it fall with the changing of colors and the crisp air after a hot summer season? What is your favorite season and why? Turn to your neighbor and share your thoughts on your favorite season. Changing seasons help mark the passing of time. How do people who live in climates without season changes differ between the months? So here in Arizona, we don't really see the changing of seasons to signify the months. But is there a way that we recognize as the seasons change, it helps us move through time, right? It helps pass time when we can visually see the seasons change. So if you live in Arizona and you don't see those visual drastic changes season after season, how do you think us and how do you think other people who don't experience a change in the seasons differentiate between the months? I think for us in Arizona, one way that I differentiate like the summer months lead into the fall months is our monsoon season. When we get those rain storms that we typically, in the mugginess and the humidity that we typically don't experience throughout the rest of the year, when we have those times, that kind of tells me, oh, summer's kind of coming to an end, and we're soon going to feel those crisp evening temperatures. Even though it might be hot during the day, it's leading to those nice, cool evenings. And that's another sign. Temperature in the evening when it cools down, and it's not 110 at 8 o'clock at night. That tells me, oh, it's coming toward the end of the year, because it's going to start getting chillier in the day, and the cooler temperature at night is just a beginning sign of that. Are there any other ways that you differentiate the months when you can't physically see the leaves changing in the fall, or we don't experience snowfall and those bitter cold temperatures? To close, I would like to read a closing prayer. It's by John Calvin. It's called While I Sleep. O Lord God, who has given us the night for rest, I pray that in my sleep my soul may remain awake to you, steadfastly adhering to your love. As I lay aside my cares to relax and relieve my mind, may I not forget your infinite and unresting care for me. And in this way, let my conscience be at peace, so that when I rise tomorrow, I am refreshed in body, mind, and soul. As we enter spring, and as we contemplate and kind of meditate and ponder on the phrase, a time to renew, I hope that you can take the time to slow down and stop and evaluate your life and what you need to do to renew, what you need to do to feel that warmth of the sun or the coolness of the breeze, or just admire and acknowledge the life, the new life that this new season brings, and how it makes you feel, and what type of life and what type of refresher it can bring to your life. I hope you enjoyed this program of renewal, and hope that it can bring you some clarity and some peace on how you can enjoy your life, and what things bring goodness to you and to your life.